Little players only time.
Get excited, Rob.
I know.
Let's go.
Hey, it's a long season, man. Dog days of the season. But these are excited players only, Reader. These aren't the normal ones that we have, right? Where you close the doors, kick the coaches out, and we have a heart-to-heart. We're going to have a heart-to-heart with the captain of the Calgary Flames here, Mikael Backlund. Thanks for popping on here with us. I'm going to get right to it. When we were kind of looking, so we know you as a player, but a lot of times we like to go different angles than players only. This popped up, and I kind of want to know what's going on here. And I'm like, this is my guy. Wait a second, you took pole dancing classes?
That was my bachelor party. So the boys took me. I didn't. Yeah, that wasn't my idea, but the boys decided we're gonna do that on my bachelor party.
Hey, and that's
Whose idea was it?
That's why you get the C. That's why you get the C. You're like, this guy will do whatever it takes for the boys, right?
Yeah, it was a tough session too because that was day 2, so I was not feeling great already. So it was really hard.
How many days was the bachelor party? Bachelor weekend, bachelor week, whatever. What was it?
That was a long weekend, Thursday to Sunday, so it was a long one. Great.
Hey, well done, and well done to your Calgary Flames right now. You guys are cooking right now. What's been the difference as of late?
Well, I think bringing new guys in and bringing a lot of youth in over the season, but especially lately, we got some guys come back from long injuries. Oliver Shilton obviously come back from his mental health struggles, which is great to see. And then the new 2 acquisitions, all of them have been bringing a lot of energy to the group, and I feel like the break came really handy for us. I felt like we were a little tired team before the break, but now we got some energy back, and we've been playing really well last 2 games.
Well, you have the captaincy now. Congratulations on that. You've been there a long time. You've been through a lot. There's a lot of noise going around the Calgary Flames right now. How have you guys been able to kind of block that out? There's already been some moves. There's been a move more recently with one of your forward. I don't know if he's a line mate, so to speak, but he was, a guy who's been there a long time, heading over to Vancouver. Like, you have to deal with this and still try to win games. You've done a great job of it. How have you been able to block that noise out as a group?
Well, I think when it comes to games, you just prepare for games and block everything out and just go out as a group and play hard for each other. We all know it's part of business, I think the guys done a great job this year, staying with it and just focusing on the right things and letting everything else be taken care of by our management and the players involved. And with see a little more public early in the year. I thought we dealt well with that, and it kind of just moved on. We dealt with it within the group, and then moved on and just played hockey. And Lindy's kind of been hanging over the team all year a little bit pretty early, or we all knew he wasn't going to resign. And so, it's been, I'm happy for those guys getting a new opportunity, and I think it's been good for our group too to move on since we knew both guys weren't going to come back. And we'll see what happens with the next 2 guys that you face. They're a big part of our team, but I think the guys done a great job just focusing on what we can control and just go out and play.
Well, you've played a lot of games for Calgary, Michael. I mean, the 3 of us, we've all got multiple teams we're alumni from. You've got one team that you will eventually be an alumni from, which the Calgary Flames, I must say, have got one of the best alumni in the National Hockey League. I'm sure you see them fairly regularly. What's it like to be like number 2 all-time games played, and you're pushing, with some pretty special guys in the Calgary area, and pushing to get close to that 1,000 game mark, which will come sooner than later, sometime next year. But how important is this to you as just a personal goal? That's pretty special.
Yeah, it's very special. I feel very honored to be part of those, especially those 3 guys they listed there, and some other names. We had a Father's trip recently, and Lanny McDonald and Colin Pettersson came on a trip, and it was just a blast being around them. It was the 2nd time they did it, and there's a lot of guys living in Calgary that are alumni, and they do a great job in the community with charities and everything, and some very special names to play in this organization. So it makes me feel a little special being up there with those guys, and I'm very honored and humbled that I'm still here after a lot of years, and that they still believe in me and still want me to be part of the organization.
I want to touch on something I know that's near and dear to you and your wife, Frida, and you've done great work for ALS and helping out families at Calgary Flames home games. And maybe you could let us, actually, Boiler, why don't you take this one?
Yeah,
I know it's near and dear to you also.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough to know a kid named Pete Frates, who was, in my opinion, he's done more for what the surrounding areas of the Boston area and beyond with what he did with the Ice Bucket Challenge. I don't know if you're familiar with him or his work. He passed away not too long ago. You know, he put ALS more on the forefront, on the radar for a younger generation. And, you know, you've won the King Clancy. You've done a tremendous amount of work for that cause. If you want to speak to that a little bit now, or just know, I mean, how many people it seems to have affected. I got to read that, and I didn't know that before today, and I'm happy I get to talk to you about it, and I'd love for you to talk about it a little bit more to the viewers.
Yeah, I think the Ice Bucket Challenge was huge for ALS to get to get recognition about how terrible disease it is and how much needs for funds and research there is for all these organizations working with it to find not the cure, but to make it not the disease you die from, but something you can live with, like HIV, for example. Now I lost the word what they call it, but so the Ice Bucket Challenge was huge for ALS all over the world. And, me and my wife have tried to do a weekend in Calgary in Alberta, help families. That was my wife's idea when we started dating back in 2014. I said, I did some charity work, but as soon as we started dating, I knew about her mom, but, we said we got to do something for ALS. And she came up with the idea. It's just great to have some memories and have a night out with the family and get away from, everything bad about ALS and just go out and enjoy a night. And she thought it was a great idea to bring in families to a game and invite them to the game. And so that's when we started doing that, the 2014-15 season, and been doing that since beginning of that year. And it's been good. It also been some tough moments, seeing families, seeing people struggle, but also showing some appreciation towards me. So it's been a little bit emotional as well, seeing families. But yeah, it's like I said, we try and do what we can, and it's my wife's mission to do what she can do to help others, and get as much money raised as possible for ALS, so the research move forward.
You've done a great job, Michael. I mean, I'm with the Leaf alumni. We've got Boreas Salming. You had Chris Snow, your assistant general manager, just passed from ALS in Calgary, and Mark Curtin, who's a Leaf alumni, is a huge proponent. He's battling ALS right now. Keep up the great work. I mean, you've done an absolutely tremendous job, and in the hockey world, the awareness from people like yourself and Mark Curtin and Chris Snow have really brought it to the forefront, and I think have really, taken ALS to another level of awareness for people, and hopefully, help raise funds to make people's lives with it much, much easier. Congratulations, you've done a great job.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
What is the, you kind of touched on it, but I'm kind of curious, like, what does the weekend look like? Like, what are the events that you have with these families to kind of give them, whether it's raising funds, but also giving them the opportunity to kind of park reality in some degree and kind of experience other things?
Yeah, no, we two families, or we donate once a month every year, 10 tickets to ALS Society Alberta, and they get, I don't know how they exactly know how they choose people, but there's always two people that are affected with ALS or have the disease that get to come, and they get to bring family or friends, and they get to watch a game in some really good seats. And then after the game, post game, I go up and meet them and talk to them, take some pictures, sign some jerseys. It's always some good talks. And but like I said, it can also be pretty emotional. Them, thanking me and showing appreciation. And they're struggling, it can be pretty emotional, knowing what my wife went through and all that. So, but they all say it's a very special night for them. And so it makes us feel really good that we can help. And it's just what we wanted, have that, like you said, park aside disease a little bit for a night and enjoy the time together and create some memories.
Yeah, no, it's you kind of get all the feels here interviewing you with it. These things they're bigger than hockey, right? And it's you're making a lasting impression and impacting a lot of people's lives. So we give you full props for that. It's something else, a meaningful moment from the hockey side, though. And Reader mentioned it when you became the second or tied the record for second most games played as the Calgary Flame. That was on the dad's trip, right? Like, how cool was it to have your dad there? You know, like, can you give us a story of your upbringing playing the game, your parents? We all have been just like you, probably going early mornings and the sacrifices your parents make.
Yeah, I know it was great. The timing couldn't be better. You know, beginning of the year, you looked at the calendar, and I talked to Connie and our service guy about the dad's trip, and thought that was a good time to do it, and ended up being the same time as my 950th game. So it was very special to have my dad there, and he was really enjoying it. He was at the Ottawa game at home. He was at obviously the Father's trip, and then he stayed a few more games after too. So it was a really special 10 days for us to cherish the moment together. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be in NHL without my parents, my grandparents. They all stepped up in different ways and been driving me to the rink, and you know, wherever it can be, you know, providing me a really good childhood. And yeah, I'm very thankful to both my parents and, like I said, my grandparents as well. They all contribute in different ways, and I'm very thankful.
Hey, you're a better man than me dishing that puck to Pickles. I would have shot it, and I probably would have gotten it blocked. Like, I mean, hey, that's why you're a captain right there,
listen,
right?
If you're a parent and you have a kid and he's lucky enough to make it to the NHL, you're obviously proud of him. But if your child is even nominated for the King Clancy Award and he's dishing up empty net goals like that, you can be very, very proud. So you're representing your team, for your franchise and Calgary really, really well. That's remarkable stuff. That's why, I mean, I'm so proud I got to play in the NHL, but that's one of the reasons I think we're all so proud. People like you, stories like yours, what you've done, that's fantastic to me.
All right, so you grew up in Sweden. Who was your hero growing up?
Please tell me the one guy. The one guy that's on my that was a. Who you got?
Is there a lot of them? You could have had. There are a lot available.
Yeah, there's two guys for me, but the Swedish guy was a pretty good, cool story. It was Peter Forsberg, and I got to meet him for the first time this season at the Hall of Fame game in Toronto. I were playing two-touch before the game, and you know, all the Hall of Famers walk by, and Lanny comes by, and we're super excited to see us playing two-touch, and goes up and say hi to everyone. I see Henrik Lundqvist. I played with him one tournament, said hi to him quick, and then Peter's right there. I'm like, I gotta grab him now and say hi, and I did, and I just told him, introduced myself and said, you're my biggest hero as a kid, and it's so great to meet you. And I had goosebumps. I was so excited. It was a very special, cool moment for me.
Well, Forsberg, that's pretty cool. Didn't you just do it like you did a Forsberg in a game?
A few years ago.
Yeah. So, but the international part of it. I mean, you've not only done the Forsberg, and a lot of people don't know what the Forsberg is because it was a stamp. It was the Olympics, and unfortunately, the Olympics, they don't allow us to show highlights because the Olympics want to keep their highlights, and the rest of the world can't see them. I have no idea why. So a lot of people don't know what the Forsberg is, and this is it. You fake till you're going to the forehand, then you throw back one hand and you slide it in. And they made a stamp in Sweden of Peter Forsberg doing that at the Olympics when they won gold. Now, you were the captain of the 2018 World Championship, and we've just been informed by the commissioner, Gary Bettman, that there's going to be a Four Nations Cup coming up in 2025. How special is that to you to play international and wear the Tre Kronor on your chest?
Yeah, it's very special. And, I got to play the last World Cup, only a couple games because I got hurt, but to get to play on the best of best was one of the biggest goals of my life. My dream growing up was to play in the Olympics, World Cup, World Championships, and of course NHL and win the Stanley Cup. But on the Tre Kronor side, it was dreaming of playing the best on best, and I've been, lucky to play. Or you can see it both ways. I'm lucky missing playoffs or losing playoffs, but also lucky to get to play some World Championships for Sweden, and to win in 2018 was very special. But the World Cup was a different level, like I said, to play the best on best. And, I'm going to work really hard and do my best so I can be on those two teams the next 2 years coming. I know I have the age against me, but I'm going to do whatever I can to be on those teams. That'll be very special. And, Olympics will be really, really cool.
Yeah, I grew up in an area that's often called, small Sweden, and that's Cleveland, Ohio. That's
Sweden?
completely
Small
different. Yeah,
Sweden?
it's God's country. God's country out there in Ohio. But my point being is, like, Peter Forsberg was it going across the board everywhere. Like, everyone loved him.
Yeah.
And he's one of those players, when you're talking about that move, the Forsberg, and then we there's the Fedorov that's, attacking the triangle, like coming down a defenseman. I mean, the Crosby's dropping to a knee. All this.
Datsuk,
But there's
backhand,
the
too.
Datsuk. But there's Forsberg had the other Forsberg is the reverse shoulder. The old reverse, bah! He used to do that big time, right? Like he'd bait you in to get in there, and he loved that physical contact and give the reverse shoulder. You've given that kind of Forsberg before, I'm sure, right?
I don't know. I watched some clips of Forsberg and some highlights, and he was pretty dirty when he played, and he played hard. He played hard and dirty than I do, but it's pretty cool to watch. Probably why he also was injured quite a bit, unfortunately. But his highlight reels are very special. He was hard as nails and so skilled, and he had that winning mentality. So it's really cool to watch him play. Still YouTube and stuff.
I played with Peter at the end of my career in Colorado, and he was exactly like that. He was dirty, and he was still the most skilled player in the game. It was crazy.
Backy, you weren't
Crazy good.
You might not have been dirty, but you weren't easy to play against either. I mean, you're going to go out there and grind. And I had one jersey. I was lucky enough to have one jersey growing up, and it was 21, Peter Forsberg, Colorado. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Loved him. Loved him.
All right, we're going to get to a part of the show now. We're going to say it's called What Were You Thinking? We're going to show you some pictures, videos, whatever, and we just want to know what you were thinking in these moments. Which one we got going first here?
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go.
Draft day.
There's
Come
the
on,
young.
Daryl, smile.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was going to put on the hat, and Daryl goes, "No, that's a baseball player. You don't put the hat on."
That's great.
Only guy in the draft with no hat, pretty much.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's awesome.
Just setting the tone early with you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Look at the size of those jackets from Daryl.
A lot of good time stuff.
We got the 2018 World Championship, and you talk about how proud you are to represent your country.
Yeah, it was also like a finally moment. I played 4 or 5 tournaments before and have lost one final, a couple bronze, and lost a quarterfinal. So it was one of those moments where just like finally got to win it. And yeah, it was very special. The Swedish media were talking about me back when they lose, they can't win the World Championship. So it felt good being the captain and win.
And that was in Stockholm.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
So,
Okay.
pretty much Sweden. Pretty much.
I thought it was in Sweden. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
How about the roster, though? The roster was absolutely loaded. And we'll take a look right here.
Yeah, we had a really good team. Some of the guys joined us for the playoff part. We didn't start with that squad, but that's a really good team to finish off.
Those are some names right there.
There you go.
Yeah. We had a really good team.
Oh,
As always.
Never
Sweden's always tough competition.
Always tough, and they
all right.
they grow them tough out there in Calgary too.
Here? What did Daryl say about the no shirts in this one? I don't like.
What
would Daryl say?
But we want to do something Westerner and Western outfit, and I thought we looked really good.
It looked great, but I would have to assume you guys saved a lot of money too and just cleaned out Daryl's closet, and you guys are all fitted from the farm, right?
Yeah, just went up to his farm for the day and got it fitted. It was perfect.
Should have walked in with a Pilsner in your hand, though.
Look at that. It looks nice, man. That's a great look. That's one of my favorite.
That was chilly.
Yeah, it was.
It was cold. Yeah.
Yeah. I was there. That was a cold one. We're broadcast. That was a chilly. It was a beautiful day. Beautiful day for the game.
Speaking of a look, this look was on Jimmy Fallon, I should say. How about
superlative?
Hey, look at this. You just get out of the shower or what?
Yeah, well, the hair wasn't lying perfectly, so I just took a lot of water and just flew it right back. And then it was pretty cool to make it to Jimmy Fallon, or was it Jimmy Kimmel? Or no, Fallon, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dampest.
The dampest.
They look like Razor Ramon. I don't even know if you're a wrestling fan at all. You know who Razor Ramon is?
Little toothpick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get dead ringer for Razor Ramon.
Yeah. Oh, hey, buddy. We got one more for you, and this is an awesome one. I love this one. We're just going to let this one play, and I want to know what you were thinking in this moment.
Number 25, Monkstroom.
Number 52, Uyghur.
Number 52, Uyghur.
Number 4, Anderson.
Number 4, Anderson.
Number 88, Manjapani.
Number 88, Manjapani.
Number 20, Coleman.
Number 20, Coleman.
Daddy.
Michael Banklin.
Good job, Philip.
I mean, honestly, buddy, that's one of my favorite things I've seen in a while.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was special. I didn't expect it all. I had no clue. And I guess, just before that, I walked into the equipment manager's room and I can't remember why, but I guess my family was hiding right behind the other door. And they're like, Tilly, move. Daddy's coming here. So I'm happy I didn't see him before because it's a great surprise. And she did a great job. So proud of her. And so cute, like all the focus on Tilly. And afterwards, the next day, I think it was like after watching a few times, I'm like, oh, look at little Oliver, so shy, little buddy, just like trying to hide in there, and low shy 2.5-year-old. So I thought it was, very special.
Oh, man, talk about memories, man. You're making them every day, and
Yeah.
that's going to be one to stick with you forever. I love that.
That's great.
That was
That's
fantastic.
Nothing better than that.
Absolutely.
No, that was great.
All right, buddy, keep doing your thing, and you guys are hot, the Flames. Keep it rolling, and thanks for popping on with us.
Yeah, thanks. We'll do it. And thanks for having me. It was great to be on.